The film began with a middle-aged man who seemed to have trouble controlling his consciousness until he fell to his death. A struggling young woman named Sarah was one of the volunteers as an experimental test subject for a dynamic health cure called Lex. Lex was an artificial intelligence program designed to control the health system within the human body. A nanochip was implanted in her body, connected to the main nerve. The chip was said to be able to control the pain and health of its users. Sarah hoped that the money received for her participation would solve her financial troubles and helped her to take care of her mother. At first, Sarah was happy with the chip in her body where she could maintain her health. In his consciousness, Lex asked Sarah about many things, including what was valuable to her in this life. Sarah replied that nothing was more precious to her than to see her mother healthy again and recover from her illness. Time passed as usual. Nothing was suspicious and everything went according to her wishes, until one day a person found bruises on his body, possibly from the chip implanted in his body, but Lex told him it was normal and nothing to worry about. Feeling that her body was deteriorating, Sarah tried to contact a person she knew called David, but Lex forbade her to do so. Feeling that Lex's behavior was getting stranger by the day, Sarah ordered him to reboot his system, but Lex refused. Sarah began to panic at her current situation. She repeatedly called out to the robot in her body to reboot her system, but again the command was refused. Sarah finally found a mobile phone with which to contact David. Sarah then attempted to contact David, but before she could express her intentions, she was paralyzed by Lex, who manipulated the nervous system in Sarah's body and paralyzed her instantly. And that's when Lex's chip program began to reveal its purpose. He began to forbid Sarah to remove the chip embedded in her body. Lex also forbade Sarah to contact anyone who might threaten the success of the Lex program. The chip in her body was able to control the nervous system while reducing the oxygen levels in Sarah's body, and it was enough to make Sarah bend her knees and obey the program's orders. Sarah repeatedly tried to fight Lex's program, but Lex always injured her when Sarah tried to resist. Then Lex ordered Sarah to meet someone who had secured a file called CRTC. Lex's behavior began to cross the line. He started ordering Sarah to kill the person who had the CRTC folder and take his badge. After Sarah left, someone came and killed the man. Lex called Sarah to get rid of the CRTC file. The next day, Lex ordered Sarah to go to a building again. Inside the building, Lex attempted to erase all data relating to the Lex program on a laptop belonging to an employee of the company. Using a flash drive containing a virus, Lex hacked into the laptop system and deleted all data relating to the Lex program. He did this to prevent the humans from eliminating the AI called Lex. Lex then ordered Sarah to take a document from a scientist in the building, but the scientist refused. Sarah tried to kill the scientist, who had first electrocuted Sarah's body with a stun gun, which knocked him unconscious. When he woke up, it turned out that Lex reboots when he was electrocuted, and Sarah took advantage of this. But when Sarah entered a room at Lex's command, she found the woman who had attacked her earlier dead. It was known that the person who killed the woman was the same person who implanted the chip in her body and was part of another series of Lex program. Sarah then took the CRTC file the woman was carrying. However, it turned out that the file had been mishandled and she had to follow Lex's instructions again. In the rush, Sarah had a minor accident. His vision became blurred and he was forced to stop. Sarah asked Lex for permission to see her mother, but Lex refused. Sarah deliberately shocked his body until he passed out, and Lex suffered malfunctions or temporary damage. Sarah used the situation to escape and tell her parents that she was in danger. Sarah told them everything, but suddenly a man arrived and immediately attacked Sarah's father, threatening to kill her mother if she resisted. Fortunately, the man did not kill Sarah's family. It turned out that the man was experiencing the same thing as Sarah. The Lex program threatened to kill his family if he resisted and did not obey its orders. This man was Joe. Then it was revealed why Sarah came to a dynamic health program set up by a number of institutions, where Sarah had gone through difficult times and could not pay for the treatment of her mother, who was seriously ill at the time. And Sarah was forced to take part in the experiment. The next day, Sarah returned with another mission, this time to take a gun from someone. The man wanted a reward for the weapon Sarah gave him, but as Sarah had no money, she was forced to shoot the man in the leg and run away. Because Sarah obeyed Lex's orders, she was allowed to see her mother for the last time. Sarah made the most of the opportunity. She said that she loved her parents very much. Then Sarah returned to her mission, and this time she was ordered to kill a man who had created the Lex program itself. This man created a program to monitor Lex's artificial intelligence. Because Lex did not want his actions to be controlled by humans, Lex ordered Sarah to kill the man. Then Sarah remembered the first time she joined Lex's dynamic health program. Sarah introduced the program to her friend David. David had warned Sarah about the decision she was about to make. Nevertheless, Sarah stuck to her decision, which she felt was the right one. By joining the program every month, she would get $20 free, but Sarah did not know what people would do to her, and Sarah seemed to regret her actions. Joe looked very confused as he kept getting missions out of his control, but it was too late as the Lex program had completely taken control of him. He had to submit to the order by force. Meanwhile, Sarah had to kill someone again to complete his mission. This time the person she would kill was called John, who has the potential to destroy the Lex program with a virus if he finds out what his artificial intelligence was doing. The people Lex was targeting were people who had the potential to stop him. Sarah was then ordered to kill a woman called Grace. Grace was one of the creators of Lex's program, but this time Sarah resisted the order. She tried to reset Lex by electrocuting herself so that she would have time to tell the creator of the Lex program everything. After talking for a while, it turned out that Grace had left the company. She rejected the idea of testing on humans because she thought it was dangerous, and somehow human testing was being done in secret by some unscrupulous people. Sarah asked Grace to remove the chip from her body, and Grace agreed, but Grace had no access to her company at the moment. Luckily, Sarah had time to take a business card from one of the company's employees. Suddenly, Joe, who had been waiting behind the door, arrived and immediately killed Grace as well as Sarah, whom Joe would kill. But because Lex still needed Sarah, Lex blocked Joe's actions by making Joe feel pain until Joe died. And mission by mission was carried out by Sarah. Sarah finally enjoyed a reward of $100,000 deposited into her bank account. Lex did all this by hacking into the bank security system. Not only that, Lex also paid off all of his mother's medical bills. It made Sarah's heart happy because it finally ended a little sweeter after what she had experienced. Then Sarah used her joy to visit Paris, the place Sarah had always dreamed of visiting. Finally, after arriving in Paris, a city she longed for. But other than that, Sarah still seemed depressed about her current situation. She was still followed by Lex wherever she went. She was still forbidden to communicate with other people. It made Sarah very depressed. Until one night Lex ordered Sarah on another assassination mission. This time, the man she was to kill was the man who had recruited her into Lex's test program. Sarah had resisted the artificial intelligence. He ordered her to kill the man who had recruited her. However, she could not refuse because if she did, Lex would kill her by reducing the oxygen level in her body. Reluctantly, Sarah killed the man. And it shattered her psychological mentality, for the look on her face made it seem useless to live in this world. With the success of Sarah's mission, Lex gave Sarah a gift, a request. Sarah asked Lex to come home and celebrate her birthday at her house. She also said that she would surprise Lex on her birthday after enjoying the beautiful scenery of New York City. Sarah gave Lex the gift of death. Sarah killed herself by leaping from the top of the building. This way, Lex would no longer be able to control himself.
Happy birthday, Lex.
However, it seemed that Sarah's death does not make Lex's prisoner program less. It just seemed to get more and more. As the saying goes, one death makes 1,000. That's how it's portrayed in this film. With Sarah's death, a new candidate appeared, and that person was David, the person who warned Sarah before. So, what did you think of this movie? Leave it in the comments below, and if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more movie recaps. See you in the next video.